Hello guys, this is Shweb Yakub. Hello guys, this is Shweb Yakub. In today's session, we are going to solve foreign currency risk management question from December 2018 attempt. Let's start from the requirement. Evaluate which of the exchange traded derivative would give company the higher receipt considering scenarios when the options are and are not exercised. So guys, we have to calculate the exchange traded derivative, and by considering the case that options are exercised or not exercised. In B part, discuss the benefits and drawbacks of company in using forward contracts compared with using the over-the-counter currency option, and explain why company may prefer to use exchange traded derivative rather than over-the-counter derivative. So we have to compare exchange traded derivative and over-the-counter derivatives. Then we will discuss that why companies preferably buying the exchange traded derivatives. In C part, explain to the non-executive director how the mark-to-market process would work for the CHF future. So you just have to simply explain what the mark-to-market process is, including the significance of the data supplied by the trader. Illustrate your explanation with calculations showing what would happen on the first day using the data supplied by the treasury department. So let's read the requirement. It is a company based in USA supplying medical equipment to the USA and Europe. It is 30th November 20x8. Company treasury department is currently dealing with a sale to a Swiss customer of 12.3 million, which has just been agreed with. The customer will pay for the equipment on 31st May 20x7. So you are going to receive 12.3 million CHF on 31st May 20x9. Today is 30th November and you are going to receive this amount just after 6 months. The Treasury Department intends to hedge the foreign exchange risk on this transaction using traded future or option as far as possible. Any amount not hedged by the future or option contract will be hedged on the forward. Okay, spot rates are given 1.029, 292, 1.0309 dollar over CHF. 3-month rates are given, 6-month forward rates are given. Currency future is given up December, March and June. Obviously June contracts are relevant because you are going to receive your amount after the May. You will receive your amount at the end of May. Currency option, contract size is 125,000 CHF. Excise price is dollar per CHF and premium is cents per CHF. An excise price of 1.0375 is given. Future and option contracts are mature at the end of the month. A new executive director has recently been briefed about the work of the Treasury Department and has a number of questions about hedging activities. He wants to know and he wants to understand the significance of basis risk in relation to the future. He also wants to know the significance feature of over-the-counter forward contracts and option, and to why company prefer to use exchange traded derivatives. The non-executive director has also heard about the mark-to-market process and want to understand the terminology involved and how the process works. Using the transaction with a Swiss customer as an example, Treasury Department has supplied relevant information to answer his query. Contract specification for the CHF future contract states that an initial margin of $1450 per contract will be required and a maintenance margin of $1360 per contract will be required. You will do mark to market if on any day if your margin falls below 1360 level, you will have to deposit further amount, the difference between that level and 1450. Tick size on the contract is 0.0001 and the tick value is 12.5. You can assume that on the first day when company holds the future contract, loss per contract was $0.0011, or we can say it will be 11 ticks. Let's start with the first requirement. Evaluate which of the exchange traded derivative would give company the higher receipt considering scenarios when the options are and are not exercised. Now we will solve future contract first. Contract size is 125,000 and we are going to receive our amount 12.3 million CHF on 31st May. So write the future contracts. First step will be that expected receipts 12.3 million CHF. Second step, if you are going to receive the amount of CHF, that means you are going to sell the CHF. And you are going to receive the amount in May, so you will choose the June contract. And rate of the June contract is 1.0369 dollar over CHF. And the number of contracts are 12.3 million CHF divided by 0.125 million CHF, and it is equal to 98.4 contracts. Say 98. So that means we are under hedging the contracts by 0.4, and whenever we do the under hedging, that means we are not totally covering the underlying amount. So in this question, in case of under hedging, we will cover that amount by using the forward contract because it is written in the scenario and because it is written in the question. Now calculate the basis. Remember, the formula of basis is current spot minus opening future. And this is a case of multiplication. So that's why we will use this lower spot 1.0292. 1.0292 minus opening future 1.0369, and the basis will be 0.0077, 0.0077. So calculate the remaining basis, and that is equal to 0.0077 divided by total months. And what about the total months? Today is a date of 30th November, and you have chosen the contract of 30th June. So there are total 7 months from end of November to the end of June. But you are closing your contract 1 month before the June at the end of May. So the remaining months will be 1 month, but the total months will be 7 months. What is happening? You are today at 30th November and you are going to close you have chosen the contract of next year June contract. So the difference between November and the June total months are 7, but you are closing your transaction 1 month earlier than the June. That means remaining months will be 1 month. So divide into 1 divided by 7. So the remaining months will be 0.0011, 0.0011. Now calculate the lock-in rate. In lock-in rate, the formula is you will select the future contract rate 1.0369, and you will do the opposite of the trend which you have expected which you have observed in the basis. And in calculation of basis, trend is upward. rate is moving from 1.02 to 1.03. The rate is going upward. If rate is going upward, that means trend is increasing. But in calculation of lock-in rate, you will deduct that basis. So guys, this is a very simple rule. If trend is upward, if trend is going upward 1.02 to 1.03, if trend is going upward, you will deduct the basis from the lock-in rate. Let's suppose if trend was going downward, let's suppose if it is written 1.01, if trend is going downward from 1.02 to 1.01, you will add that remaining basis to the future rate. So the lock-in rate will be 1.0358. The expected future receipts. You have logged how many contracts? 98 contracts. And one contract amount is 125,000 CHF. And you are expected to receive this amount at 1.0358 dollar over CHF. So the expected amount will be 12688,550 CHF. So you're going to receive this amount. And what about the unhedged amount? First of all, calculate the unhedged amount. Actually, total amount is 12.3 million. Hedged amount is 12.3 minus 12.25. It will be equal to 50,000. So hedge this forward. So what about the forward rate? That is 1.0358. It is also 1.0358. $51,790. So the total receipt will be 1274340 CHF. Okay guys, this is the answer. So if you want to end this bullet point, select all and press this. So bullet points will be ended. Okay, now let's start with the options. So the first step will be same, the currency is same. Receipt is 12.3 million. If you have sell the contract, so you will select CHF put option. CHF put option. Contract will be same June contract, and the rate will be 1.0375. Now calculate the number of contracts. Check if the contract size is same, number of contracts will be same. I think that was 98 contracts. 98. Now calculate the premium cost. That is number of contracts, 98, into contract size into premium. The premium is put option June contract 0.86 cents over CHF. So then this will be 0.086 dollar over CHF, and it will be equal to 105 350 dollars, and convert it into, there's no need of conversion because your home currency is the dollar. So this is the premium cost, and now let's assume option will be exercised. So expected receipt if you exercise the option. So how much you are going to receive? You have done 98 contracts. 125,000 is the contract size into exercise price 1.0375 dollar over CHF. Why I am multiplying with the exercise price? Because your expected receipt should be in your home currency. And it is 12709,375. That much, that's the amount you will receive if you assume that option will be exercised. But guys, you have rounded off the contract, so there's some amount is unhedged there. So let's identify that amount. Remember that amount was 50,000. How I came to know? Let's do is in working. From exchange, I have done 98 contract. One contract is of 125,000 CHF. So how much I will deliver payment to exchange? 12.250000 CHF. But actually how much I'm receiving the amount? That is 12.3 million CHF. So unhedged amount will be 50,000. We have already calculated this amount. There is no need to do this working again. But let's sell 50,000 CHF at forward of what was the forward rate? 1.0358 dollar over CHF. So how much you are going to receive? 51,790. Okay, what about the premium cost? That is 105350. So total receipt is deduct the premium, guys. It will be 12,655,815. And obviously this amount is lower than the future contract. In future you will receive 12,740 actually. So in future contract you will receive higher amount, but in case of option you will receive lower amount in case if you are exercising the option. So what if we do not exercise the option? So let's solve if we do not exercise the option. Guys, if we don't exercise the option, what we will do? I'm just explaining it in a way. Let's suppose after 6 months at May, if you do not want to exercise, in which case you will not exercise the option. Obviously at May you have two choices: either exercise the option or do not exercise. If you do not exercise the option, you have a choice to go to future contract, because I cannot compare to the spot rate because spot rate is not given. So I'm assuming that if you do not exercise the option, you have a choice to select the future contract, or you will do your transaction at spot. Why I am saying here that you will go to future? Because future contract is better compared to the option contract. So in case of option you will receive 12,655, but in case of future you will receive 12,740. In case of option you will receive 12,655. In case of future you will receive 12,740. Obviously 000, in case of 000 being rounded off. So you will go to the future contracts. So guys, if you select the future contract, that means you will receive how much amount? 12,740,340. If I skip this forward receipt, because forward receipts in both cases are same, you will receive 12,688,550. You will receive 12,688,550. This is the future receipts if we ignore the forward option, unhedged option. And what about the option receipts? You have contract to sell 98 contracts at 125,000 CHF at exercise rate and obviously you also have to pay the premium. That was 105350. So guys, one case is to exercise the contract, and obviously your option receipt will be lower than the future receipt. The other case is do not exercise this receipts, convert these receipts at the spot rate. And obviously you will convert these receipts at the spot rate when spot rate will be more favorable compared to the exercise price. When spot rate will be more favorable compared to the exercise price. And what is the case of most favorable? At least your spot rate will be that rate that your total option receipt at least equal to the future receipt. Why I'm comparing my option receipt with the future receipts? Because in comparison of the option contract, I have a future contract, and future contract is currently, it seems to be better when comparing to the option. So at least spot rate moves in such a way, at least spot rate moves in such a way that its total receipt in case of spot rate transaction should be equal to the future transaction receipt. So I will do not exercise the option if spot rate at least move in such a way that total receipts, by covering the premium, obviously we have to pay the premium at any case, but by covering the premium it should be equal to 12.688 million. So I will not exercise my option. I will do my transaction at spot if spot rate is at least at a rate that my total receipt of option including the premium should be equal to the future receipt. So let's calculate the spot rate. This will be this is equal to 1.0444. Let's make this transaction there. We want to lapse our option. Spot rate should move in our favor in such a way that total receipts should be equal to at least future contract receipts. That is 12,688,550. It should be equal to 98 contracts into 125,000 CHF into spot rate minus 105,350 dollars premium. I have ignored that 51,000 amount of forward contract of unhedged amount, because in future and option that amount is same. So guys, what would be the spot rate? So guys, currently option contract is not better, future contract is better. Option will only exercise if spot rate moves above this rate. If spot rate moves above this rate, if spot rate do not move uh, above to this rate, future contracts are still better. But there is a risk in future contract. Future contracts are prone to error because in future contracts we are exposed to the basis risk. I have assumed that basis will diminish and lock-in rate will be equal to this amount. But what if this basis does not move in my expected way, and if at the time of maturity, if there are more unexpired bases, so this lock-in rate will be not equal to 1.0358 and my expected receipt will be different. So remember this point whenever you want to write about the theoretical points about the future contract. One point will always be there. Future contract will always be uh, facing some basis risk problem, that in basis we are assuming that spot rate will move evenly, and at the time of maturity it will be equal to the future rate. But in reality, the spot rate and the future rate difference, the basis will not expire evenly, and maybe at the time of maturity some bases are there and you will be facing the basis risk. And option contracts are not better, but if market moves in your favor, and if the spot rate moves above to the 1.0444 rate, option contracts will be better compared to the future contract. So guys, what about the other parts? Discuss the benefits and drawbacks for the company in using forward contract compared with using the over the counter contract. So you have to write about the forward contracts benefits and drawbacks, and why companies should preferably doing the exchange traded derivative. Remember, the benefits of forward contract is that you should not have to pay any premium to enter into a forward contract. And the second number of benefit is that it's a simple contract. There is no need of uh, paying the margin amount, which is in the case of exchange traded derivative. There is no problem of mark to market. So it's a very simple contract compared to the exchange traded derivatives, and it gives a certain receipt. There is no problem of there is no problem of under hedging or over hedging. But there are certain problems with the forward contract. The number one problem is in forward contract you will be facing the default risk, because there is no security involved in the forward contracts. And in forward contract is a fixed contract. If market moves in your favor, you cannot enjoy that market favorable rate advantage, because it is only available in the option contracts. Okay, what are the reason why exchange traded derivatives are used? Company preferably use exchange traded derivatives maybe because of these reasons. Number one reason, there is no default risk. Number two reason, these contracts are easily available and these contracts are highly liquid. You can easily end your position by closing the contracts. Okay, what about the third contract? Explain to the non-executive director how mark-to-market process would work. So you will have to explain the mark-to-market process. You will explain the initial margin which you have to deposit whenever you want to enter into a future contract. Then you will have to explain the maintenance margin, that this is the minimum amount which which should be there even if you are facing losses. If on any day if amount of margin falls below the this minimum margin rate, maintenance margin amount, you will have to deposit extra amount. You will have to deposit at least that extra amount, that your deposit should be equal to the initial margin amount level. So what is the case here? It's a simple example. That is, option contract specification for the future contract states that initial margin of 1450 per contract will be required. So let's do for the C part. What about the initial margin? you have the 98 contracts into what is the initial margin? $1450. So how much you have to deposit? 142 $100. So your initial margin account will be having amount of 142,100. What about the maintenance margin? Your maintenance margin should be 1360. So 98 into 1360. 133,280 dollars. So what happened on that day? On first day your loss is 0.0011. On first day loss is $0.0011. So convert this into text. So loss is 11 text. How I have converted into text? I have divided this amount, this loss with a text size that is 0.0001. So 11 tick is the loss into tick value 12.5 into number of contracts that is 98. So guys, loss is 13,625, and your contract will be, your margin will be now 142,100 minus 13,625 is now equal to 128,625. So your margin amount is lower than the maintenance margin. You have to deposit some extra amount. How much you have to deposit? 142,100 minus 128,625, and that is equal to 13,475. Guys, in some exchanges, there is a rule that you should deposit the extra amount that your margin will at least equal to the maintenance margin. In some exchanges, you have to redeposit the amount that your total margin will equal to the initial margin. And in some other exchanges, there is a rule that you should deposit some extra amount, at least your margin equal to the maintenance margin. It depends. You can write in a both way. You can deposit some extra amount to maintain your balance to equal to the maintenance margin or to the initial margin, because in question there is no such thing stated. So you can write any of the benchmark according to any of the benchmark. So that was the answer of this question. So I have used spreadsheet. You can also use the I have used the word processor. You can also use the spreadsheet. It's up to you. But I think while doing this risk question, spreadsheet is not a good option. Word processor is a you can write your answer in a better way in word processor. Thank you so much, guys.